They say life's a wandering road, got a long way to go, but who said you gotta walk it alone? So keep your head up with a smile, 'cause we'll be out there a while, walking along life's long road.
So it's been a long while since we picked up the camera, probably because we're out of practice of filming everything that we do, but we went to the vet. Piper did really well. She, of course, was a perfect angel. And then we went to Tractor Supply and picked up some stuff for the chickens. And then we hung out here for a little bit and was lazy, to be honest, because it's a holiday weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, if I didn't mention that already. So we were just being kind of lazy. But now we are going to try to clean up the coop a little bit and refill our feed barrel thing that we have for the chicken feed. See if we can get the coop to where we won't have such a bad fly issue. And then we're probably just going to hang out in our little Walmart inflatable pool. Yeah, so let's get all this stuff out of the car and get to work.
Mama said there'd be days like these, where you can't seem to see the forest for the trees, when the sun's flying high in the big blue sky. Mama said there'd be days like these. And she said there'd be days where the sky's falling down, when it rains so hard that you can't hear a sound, when you can't see to drive through all the tears falling down, when you just can't seem to put your 2 feet on the ground. Mama said, Mama said, Mama said, Mama said, Mama said there'd be days like these.
Got flat.
Really?
What'd you run over? I was wondering why it was so hard to push. Oh. This is what's causing it to go flat. That's what you ran over. So it's literally got a hole in its all right now.
Fix there.
I just said we gotta buy a new tire. Just gotta get a whole new tire for it. Oh my god. I'm gonna fall down the hill. So, we finally bit the bullet like 2 weeks ago and bought this nice utility cart that you see here that I almost wrecked into the enclosure. Whatever, that's not my point of the story. But only after using it twice, we have a flat tire. Apparently, there was some kind of like pin, like needle type of thing. Might have been used when they built this house or something like that, but of course it went straight into the tire and punctured a hole in it. So now we'll have to be trying to figure out what kind of tires, which is not that difficult. It's just a pain in the butt. But like I was mentioning earlier today, nothing is perfect about homesteading, and basically homesteading is learning how to overcome obstacles, and you will have daily obstacles. So it's time to clean up this mess and hopefully get all these flies out.
Yes, Mama said there'd be days like these, when you can't seem to see the forest for the trees, when the sun's flying high in the big blue sky. Mama said there'd be days like these. Yes, Mama said that there'd be days like these, when you can't seem to see the forest for the trees. When the sun's flying high in the big blue sky, Mama said there'd be days like these.
Hello, Bradley here, the ugly one of the group, and just figured I'd give you a quick tour of our chicken coop and enclosure that we did for all of our chickens. We actually started out when they were baby chicks with something similar to this that they just like to play with as a playhouse. We would have something like this. Obviously the other side has been used elsewhere, but it would have a lid that opens and closes, and that was our brooder that we kept them in as little baby chicks inside when we needed the heat lamp on top and everything. So what we did was we decided we would utilize those panels as they grow older to take them apart and use those panels to use as their actual coop. So here we have an enclosure made 4x4 posts. They're actually 10 feet long and buried 3 feet into the ground, so they're 7 foot exposed. I got a 4-foot run of fencing, 4x2 welded wire fencing right through there, and then I have 3 of the 4 feet here with an extra foot coming out as a predator proof so that animals and whatnot can't.
Am I a predator?
Well, you do get the chickens, so yeah. So anyway, made a door that can open their coop directly up to the outside. Megan is cleaning it out, but there's a stairwell there. There's a ramp. Right. So that's where I did have a roof up. It was just made of tarp. It didn't work out so well. You just have to replace it every so often. It's just a pain. So we have our 24 by 24 enclosure, 24 feet by 24 feet. This was the most recent addition. I just made a deck so that I could recess their pool for the ducks, and the chicks can get under there and have a nice little nap in the shade. This is actually tool storage, but we obviously use these as nesting boxes, and it works out really nicely. And then our sandbox that we let them dust bath in, we just mix some DE, some firewood, ashes, you know, from the fire pit, and sand and some dirt. Let them have at it. As you can see, the little babies are in there now. Some of them. It's actually quite impressive that they got in there. There's Megan cleaning it out. So we started out with these. We used these panels from the existing little brooders that we had made, and I just put cement blocks under it, and there's an upstairs, and these panels, this flips down, this flips up, this flips down, and that was all we had. And then as chicken math happened and the chickens increased, had to figure out a way to make more, so we doubled it with the same layout here, and you can see that the ramps go in opposite directions.
And then we're going to fill in this wall and that wall and that wall.
So this is where we keep our 2 of these black bins here, double stacked, and then 2 more double stacked here. One idea that we had was we actually left this part right here. I've got just a blank board on there for now, but we do have a panel. When we take off this blank board, if we want, we can just actually slide that panel in there. We can slide that panel like so and actually block this off. And you see down here on the bottom, that is exactly what we have going on there, and that's where we keep the little mama hen and her babies for the time being. But as you can see, we can open that up to make it all one big enclosure, or we can separate out certain sides. So as it is now, it's kind of set up. There's a divider right there, so you can get in here once you're up top, yeah, once you're up top, it's all the way across, and then you come down here, you can get into the bottom, and I've got a panel inside right there to section off this one little area for the mama hen and the babies. So it works out pretty nicely.
So if you couldn't tell, battery died. We're a little out of practice of having to make sure that the battery is full. Are you trying to catch a rooster?
I was gonna.
So I believe where we left off, Bradley was explaining his design for the coop, so I'll hand you over.
Okay, so anyway, long story short, we've got a 24-foot by 24-foot enclosure. We let them out into here during the day, and then we let them out into the whole yard anytime that we're home.
This is chocolate, not chicken poop. For the first time ever, it's not chicken poop.
So they've got the coop at night, which is like almost pretty much 24 foot long by 7 foot tall. They've got a 24 by 24 enclosure during the day, and then they've got the whole yard anytime that we're home on the weekends and after work, that sort of thing. They got a door to open up to the yard, a screen door to get out into the yard. There's another screen door on the back side over there. Got a little sign and a solar light. That is electrical fencing.
We'll talk about it in another video.
Did electrical fencing going around to keep them from escaping. So a couple little jungle gym items, a bench, some perching things. That's their sandbox, pool area. So we could have it all as one open coop. You can separate this side from this side. You can separate just one section as we have it right now. But right now they can get in, go all the way up, around, down the other side. So if you go on the inside, take you through the tour, go down here with Jasmine, and then Elsa may show you how to go upstairs. I believe she's going to.
Whoa, look at the one rooster that jumped up the very, very top rung of the little roosting bars over there. I haven't seen anybody all the way up there yet.
As you see, they use the roosting bars nicely. There's one of our young roosters. He's not
The other one.
learned to really crow yet. He's just got a bit of a scream going, and that's about it. There's an adult silky rooster.
I got the other one.
And then Megan's got the other adolescent rooster. Anyway, Elsa, do you want to continue showing us how to go upstairs? Anyway, you get the point. She got lazy. Once you go upstairs, we've got this whole coop all the way down to the end. Julia's coming up. And you can see that Rufio and Arya are already going to bed. They're usually the first two. And then we just come close up all these doors at night. Everybody goes to bed. All of these adolescent, the teenagers as we call them, all of them will stay right in this area. But all the adults and babies will stay over here, and then mama hen and little babies will go back in there, which they already are.
So that was kind of a collection of both of our ideas of, first of all, making the brooder, which I'm sure we'll probably show in a video in the future, because I'm sure this is not the last time we're going to have little babies on the homestead, little baby chicks. We're going to have more baby chicks, right?
Sure.
Hey, Barley. Whoa. He's like, I've already been picked up once.
I won't hold your feet.
Anyways, so I guess for the first video, it was only fitting that we show you our roost, our literal roost, since we are Red Dirt Roost here in North Carolina, if I haven't mentioned that already. And I probably already said this before, but we have chickens, we have ducks, we have dogs, we have rabbits. I don't think I've showed them the rabbits. We always forget about the rabbits. Oh, and we have goldfish. But if you aren't already following us on Facebook and Instagram, I will leave our handles in our Facebook page here along the bottom. and in the description box below. So make sure you guys go follow us there because we'll be posting content almost every day now, if I remember. So without further ado, let's show you our bunnies. We aren't really sure what genders they are, so names are kind of like inconclusive right now, but I'll explain in a second. So this, by the way, this is actually our old chicken coop. This is what our OGs stayed in, our original 10 chickens that we had. So here are, well, I was going to say baby bunnies, but they're not babies. Pretty sure they're adults. So the black one right there was actually given to me from a friend, and we believe that is a he, and his original name was Burlap. I call him Mr. Bun Bun. Bradley calls him Grubbles. Really, I guess he is a rabbit with many names. The brown one over there actually was semi-wild. We believe it is a domestic breed, and probably someone released them in the wild because they didn't want to care for them anymore. So it's just kind of a sad story, really. And then what happened was every day, about a couple weeks ago, starting a couple weeks ago, we noticed that there was a bunny that kept coming over, like through the back gate back there, and would just sort of like hang out in front of Mr. Bun Bun's, aka Burlap, aka Grubbles, the coop back there. So we were like, it's just a coincidence, just a coincidence. And it just kept happening day after day. So eventually we caught this bunny using the like broken apart brooder that we have kind of out here to separate animals if we need to. And we caught the bunny. So we assumed they wanted to be together because they were constantly trying to get to each other through the hardware cloth of the bottom part of the coop. So ever since they've been in the same coop together, they have just completely loved each other. We see them like giving each other baths, like giving each other kisses. They're constantly together, never apart. Well, obviously because they're in that coop. But I mean, they're always close to each other. And I honestly think it was fate that they're kind of in love. So we're going to schedule a vet appointment. It's kind of a long story short, but we're going to schedule a vet appointment to find out really what gender they are so we can be sure and try to find out what kind of breed they are. And eventually, if we have a female and a male, we're going to hopefully have some baby bunnies that will then sell from the homestead. Ultimate goal is to be semi-profitable selling eggs and baby chicks and rabbits and baby ducks. We actually just sold my cousin 2 ducklings last weekend. They were super sweet little baby ducks, and now I kind of feel like we need more baby ducks.
Why
Yeah?
you keep scanning over to me?
Because I said I think we need more baby ducks.
We need 0 more ducks, 0 more chickens, 0 dogs.
We don't need any more
no
pipers?
more rabbits.
We don't need any more pipers?
No more chicken. No more fish.
I have to disagree. So, in our next video, you will see us hatching out new eggs. No, I'm just kidding. But, just so we can make sure that this video is not like 100 minutes long, as Garrett would say, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye, and we're going to go get in that cheap Walmart pool with a couple of beers and relax. Yeah. Farm hair don't care, right, ladies? I have pine shavings in my hair, apparently. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed our video and our intro back into YouTube. We hope you join us in our next video. Night!
Bye.
Through the dark comes the morn, walking along life's long road.